Hi, I'm Dr. Bernice Johnson of Angelic Wellness, and today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite meals. It is a zucchini-based pasta-like thing called a zoodle, and I'm going to cover that with a marinara sauce, and I'm going to have meatless meatballs. So to start with, we're just using plain old zucchini, and I have already peeled these. So this is my garnishing tool, and I'm just going to stick that on there, and just by wheeling this away, done, I have this wonderful pasta looking item. Pasta doesn't have much of a flavor on its own, so just by doing this I'm going to have a lot of the same texture that I would have with pasta. Usually when you have spaghetti, it's the sauce that you're going for, not so much the pasta itself. So that's our starting point. Then I'm going to make a marinara sauce. Now for that, I'm going to start out with fresh tomato. And I'm going to add about a half a cup of the sun-dried tomatoes. I use the oil-based sun-dried tomato, and I leave the oil in there because you're going to want some oil in this. And as you can see, I kind of add more than a half a cup because I think that's where a lot of the flavor comes from. I've got about a tablespoon of onion, about a half a cup of yellow pepper. I guess it doesn't really matter what color you do. I like the yellow because I'm going to be adding different colored olives to this, so it's going to make it a little more festive with more colors involved. I'm also going to add some fresh basil that I've already pre-minced. It's about a tablespoon of fresh basil and about a tablespoon of fresh Italian parsley. Maybe a teaspoon of oregano. Kind of depends on your like of oregano. I like it. I'm from New Jersey and we have a lot of Italian food. I've got a dash of cayenne. Okay, maybe 2. But be careful with this stuff. It looks so safe, but it's really not. Maybe a half a teaspoon of salt. If you're using green olives for this, instead of just black olives, you might want to go lighter on the salt because the olives kind of have a saltiness to themselves. I'm going to add, now I have, this is half green olive, and it's also half of the Kalamata olive, which I really, really like. So I'm going to throw that in. It's about a half a cup. And one other thing I almost forgot. I want to add some lemon juice, maybe a tablespoonful, from one of my humongous lemons from our tree. And of course, you can't have Italian without garlic. So, clove of garlic, one good squish, and away we go. Now that makes a nice dark sauce. I use the dark olives, which makes the sauce a little bit darker. If you want to make it a little more bright, then you will avoid using a dark olive. You'll just use the green olives. And then I'm just going to spread some of that right on top. Now the rest rest of the sauce I'm going to put in a bowl, because then I'm going to make meatballs. Now, I'm not even going to rinse out this container because that sauce taste in my meatless balls is going to be just fine. About an hour ago, I took baby Bellas and I washed them off. I know if you talk to the chefs, they wipe off their mushrooms, but to be perfectly honest, I know how they grow them. I want them clean. So I wash mine, and then I added a glug of olive oil and a glug of tamari, and I've just let them soak in that. So just so you know, you needed to do that ahead of time. Now I've got maybe a cup and a half of walnuts. In they go. Now my mom's meatballs, which were made with meat, were fabulous, and her secret was that she added Parmesan cheese. So I add pine nuts to give me just that little bit of a cheese flavor. So that's about a quarter cup of pine nuts. I'm going to add a clove of garlic, because what meatball would be respectful without garlic? And in it goes. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Once again, some fresh lemon. Try not to get the seeds in. And I'm going to mix that up. And here we go.
You're on?
Okay. Now this should be almost a gritty paste at this point. And now I'm going to take these mushrooms that have marinated, and including what they've been marinating in, I'm just going to add the whole thing in. And once again, I'm going to mix this in. Now I've worked that mushroom into my paste, and I'm going to add about a tablespoon of minced onion and about a tablespoon of Italian parsley. And once again, mix it up. This time I'm going to pulse. Awesome. Now it doesn't have the dark color of meat, but if you were making maybe a turkey meatball, it would be similar to this. Now you can just lay it out next to your sauce, or you can just make yourself little balls and lay them on top. No, they do not taste like meatballs, but they taste so good that no one is going to complain. So, there you go. You have a raw spaghetti, actually with zoodles, with a raw marinara made with a tomato, olive, and then your meatless meatballs. Enjoy. This is so good and it's so healthy. For more information and this recipe, go to the website www.angelicwellness.net. Have a great day and be healthy. Bye.